Welcome back and thank you so much for joining us on Daybreak Extra. I just hope that you have your breakfast and your family sitting right by the TV as we dive into this conversation. Do you support the 12-year basic education model? Now that's what we want to talk about. And the federal government is exploring a new education framework that will integrate secondary schools into basic education, creating a 12-year uninterrupted learning system. Speaking at the 2025 Extraordinary National Council on Education meeting in Abuja, Education Minister Tunji Alausa proposed a transition from the current 9-3-4 system to a 12-4 model, ensuring students complete basic education up to age 16 without interruption. This move, according to the minister, aligns with the global best practices. However, the government has clarified that it has not yet scrapped the junior and senior secondary school system, but it's only considering reforms. Well, when you say considering reforms, I'm wondering what the reform is going to be. The reform can still be the changing, of the system, right? But then a lot of Nigerians are saying, do we really need this? Or is this a distraction? As my uncle will always say, like, it's a distraction when certain things are put out there. But would this even change anything? With the constant strikes that we tend to see, when there's a strike, let's say the labor or the ASU, it affects every category of school, be it the high school, colleges, and what have you. So what's your take? Do you support the 12-year basic education model, or do you still want it to just continue from the nursery that we know, the kindergarten, to the primary and secondary, then you continue to your college? Well, do well to call us on the numbers that are displaying on your screens, and then in case you're not able to reach out to us, send us a WhatsApp message on the first number, and please stay away from your TV when you're calling, just so we can have a conversation without any interruptions or delays. Sumayya, what's your take? Because I know you've always said this kind of things are distractions.
I mean, sometimes when I see, some government agencies, ministries make some decisions, it just made me realize that people are watching Trust TV. Because if there was one thing we have been doing is calling out on these people, saying we have a lot of expectations on you. We know there's a lot of budget behind you, so we are expecting you to use the budget and do something meaningful. And we've been calling, Fatima, last year we saw how teachers in the FCT went on strike. So there's been a lot of complaint when it comes to the education sector. I don't think this is the major priority. Last year, the only news we heard from the ministry is that when they were saying they were going to reduce or increase rather the age of kids that can go into university, saying they have to be 18. That is just what the Ministry of Education was known for in 2024. And now we're coming to 2025 and you're telling us that, oh no, the changes that we want to do now, is that a major thing? We've seen situation happen to draw our attention to how schools have, been in a very dilapidated situation. We saw Tudimbiri, it shows us the picture of their school there. And we saw how lacking in infrastructure that school is. And we know even schools in the nation's capital are facing situations like that. Is that our major priority right now?
Talking about schools being dilapidated, you see how great minds, we tend to have good presidents and ministers, senators from those kind of schools at the end of the day, but then they need the environment to be habitant for them to be able to, learn and also gain what they need to get. But then let's take this caller. Hello, good morning.
All right, go ahead, call us via the numbers on your devices. You can call any of the number. And please, you can send WhatsApp message via the first one. Make sure that you include your name and where you're calling us from. Please stay away, far away from your device when you're calling, or turn on the volume. That way we can hear from you, because this is really an important topic. What's your take on that? Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning, ladies. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Adi. I'm calling from London.
I thought it could be. Okay.
I thought that's
This
is the voice.
Is it a cold? We could not even get your voice there.
Good morning, Mr.
I
Ade.
disguise my voice. I disguise.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
want you to get.
Just so we don't recognize that it's you, but then it's always going to be you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, thank you. What I want to say about this education something is this. I want to give free advice to Nigerian government, most especially the Minister of Education. Well, it's good to cancel the SSY, SS3. To me, it's a waste of time because when some of the students did what do you call it, junior WAEC, and they fail, they stop going to school. So they won't complete the secondary school. So it's better they start, but not 12 years. I want them to copy what we are doing in UK here. Here is 13 years.
Okay.
You go to primary school for 6 years. Then you go to secondary school for 5 years. We call it year 11. Year 11 is the primary from 5 of the olden days. Then you now go to 6th form. If you want to take it further, you want to go to university, you have to go to 6th form, which is 2 years. We normally do that in Nigeria in the olden days. We call it HSC. But now, so if they want to reorganize this thing, they should do it like that. 6 years, 5 years, then option of 2 years, which you can turn to be A level. So once you finish that A level, it's straight to university. So this JAM or no JAM thing will just be academic exercise. So for JAM will only be doing helping university to do selection. We have UCAS here. You don't pay anything. They just choose university for you. They make sure you get university after your A level. So the minister should copy what we do in UK, which is very good. So if you finish secondary school and you don't want to go to 6th form, which is 2 years A level or whatever you call it, then you can go for apprenticeship, that you can go to any company to learn bricklayer, whatever, things you want to learn. Then that will empower you to get a good job. So there's option. But the compulsory one, you must finish year 11, which is Form 5. So that is how we do it here. So these 12 years something, they should take it further and do that 2 years. So 6 years, 5 years in secondary school, and the 2 years. That's my advice to the Minister of Education. Free of charge. I'm not charging for it. God bless Nigeria.
Amen. God bless you too. I appreciate you for sharing your take on that. Now, of course, Ade gave his own take based on what he has seen in the UK, and of course, we're considering UK as part of the developed countries that developing countries tend to look up to. Even saying that we should do 13 years, but what's your take on that? Do you think we should stick to what we have or try something else? We're all going back to what we used to have. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Sumayya. Good morning, Fatima.
Good morning, Shatima.
Good morning, Shatima. Good to have you this morning.
Nice to have you this morning. Go ahead. What's your take? How is Borno, by the way?
Well, honestly speaking, 12 years basic education, I'm not in support of it. And the reason is simple. Why? Because, human being is a complex just creator. What he needs is change. How can you keep somebody in one environment for 12 years? The learning will become boring. A person, you want to see change in his life. But when you keep somebody in one environment for 12 years, for more than 1 decade, it is boring, honestly. It cannot learn anything.
Okay.
And I think what Ade suggested is good, but our UK cannot be like Nigeria, in the sense that I think I think after 6 years in primary school, 5 years, 6 years in secondary school, if they wish, then 4 years in the just in the higher education, university. So that could be better. And I really appreciate Ade for suggesting vocational training center. That is skill acquisition. What we are lacking here in this country is skill acquisition. Schools I think they are more than just enough. They are more than what we require. What we require now is skill acquisition. Let our government focus on building skill acquisition, because we have so many youths and the education becomes so expensive nowadays. If somebody cannot acquire education, let him go for skill acquisition. Let the government taught him how he will use his hand to do something just to support himself and also his family. But we keep on reading theories. We have so many certificates. Some certificates, you can agree with me, it is not yielding anything. You come out from the school, you have no job for you. So skill acquisition is very, very important. And let them make a quick turn back on this top basic, whatever they call it. It will not work, honestly speaking. That's my take. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, Shetima, for that take. Shetima got me cracking up when he said they should just turn back on that decision. We've seen the ministry come out to say, no, it's not something that is already written in stone. We're still considering it. And so he also said, just to point out, the minister also said that he does not believe, the restraint that they put on university, saying you have to be a certain age to get into that. He pointed out that he does not believe it because sometimes some kids' mind are just extraordinary, and if you restrain them, that will be you just pressing, that their mind-blowing brains and limiting them. So he does not believe in that. But then, how would it work if it doesn't? You're not in one part. You're saying, we are not going to suppress you to get to where you are if you're smart. But in another one, there is this, you have to undergo, this certain procedures of that 12 years. But one thing, Fatima, that Shetima pointed out that caught my attention was the point that it gets boring. I know how excited, people around me, my younger ones, when they were finishing the primary school, they were so excited to say, oh, I'm writing common entrance. And then you write the exams and you're excited that you're going to JSS1. And then when you get to JS3, there is this excitement, oh my God, I finished this phase, I'm going to another phase. So you do the junior WAEC and you're just hopeful. And then you go to SSC and then you're excited that, oh, I'm about to finish this and I'm going to the university. So that time, those time keeps you bubbly, and we all know how sometimes it gets boring. Yes.
You make those feel, oh, we are becoming big girls.
Yes, I'm growing. I can see my growth.
Yeah.
But imagine having a 12-year-old plan, and from the first year you're like, I'm just starting.
Yeah, and I think one of the callers, or was it us talking about, okay, Mr. Ade said some students will start schooling, and once they fail exams, they don't want to go back to school again because some of them feel ashamed that maybe their peers are going to, they will repeat class with their junior ones, and that shame would not let them go back to school. But for some, they just don't want to be in school, right? But let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and location, please?
My name is Mr. Paul. I'm calling from Makodi.
Mr. Paul, thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead. What's your take?
Yeah. The topic that you've brought up this morning is another good topic. Trust if it's doing well. So you guys should keep it up.
Thank you.
Concerning the question that you ask, I don't support the change of the secondary school system, primary secondary school system, according to the question you ask. I think this Minister of Education, all of them, if come into the office, they want to create awareness, if I will put it that way. Because when Tahir's mama was there, I think last year, they began to talk about somebody that graduated from secondary school, if he's below age of 18 years, you shouldn't write down. That is a teenager. That one goes. He tried all he could, but the students were still permitted to write their exams. Some of them that were fortunate are in the university already now. Now this person has come again with another issue that they should change the education system to 12 years. What are we changing? Is it to me, I don't see anything that is changed in that. It is only the system that we change, but the years, I think if you calculate it to a still equal. So the government should focus on another better thing that will benefit the Nigerian students, rather than this changing of system and whatever they are talking about. Just like Ade that came called for a lot of talk, even Shetima from Maiduguri, concerning skill acquisition, I think it's very, very important. Our Nigerians, if you calculate the number of the graduates you are turning out in every 6 months or on yearly basis, I don't think half of them got jobs. Many of them just keep their certificate and they are looking for another way forward. And I believe the primary aim of going to school is for you to prepare your future, as in to get job, marry, and then live your normal life as a human being. Our government are not looking towards all these things. I remember I used to hear the story that in those days, before you even graduate from the university, people are applying but they are calling for you to come and apply so that you get job. I think this day reverse is the case that our government are not looking towards that direction. They are only bringing issues that will bring confusion to the students, that will benefit them not, that will not even benefit their parents. Many graduates now, when they finish, they still go back to their father's house and be eating food. And they cannot afford to pay house rent. So let government make a way. Let there be school acquisition in the school, that the certificate will be useful after their school days. I think it will be of a benefit and value to us. In Nigeria, if you read banking and finance, you cannot just walk straight into the bank and begin to practice. You will still need to undergo some training before you be able to practice. That's your banking and finance that you study in the school. Yeah? Even you guys are in the studio there, can you just be university and they will just employ you and start to work in the studio? You still need to undergo another training. That is to tell you that what we are studying in the school in Nigeria is not the way we should study there. So I think they should look in another dimension to see what they can do. That will make anybody that graduates in Nigeria university, college, and whatever, to be a benefit to society and to help themselves to not to become a liability after they have completed their education career. I think that is my take for now. Thank you.
I appreciate you, Mr. Paul, for that. Great take there. He doubled down on, the first caller's suggestion of vocational skills. We've seen how other countries have taken advantage of the number of people that they have. Country like China, a visible picture of what is going on, and hence that, because we tend to find it difficult with all the top subjects that we have in our education system in our universities. We don't have it covered when in terms of job of what these people should do. But let's pick this call. Good morning. Good morning. Are you with us? All right, I think we lost that caller. Please go ahead, call us back, and let's hear your take on this. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good morning. This is Evangelist Olu Ogunaike, Olu Alumejoda from Djibouti, Ogun State.
Thank you, Evangelist from Djibouti. Thank you so much for joining.
Can you quickly brief me the topic? Where we don't have life now, and I'm
always appreciate you, Evangelist.
Yeah. We are talking about the 12-year basic education model that the Federal Ministry of Education is recommending. So we are asking if you support the scrapping of JSS and SSS, that's the senior secondary school, and then just to have the 12-year basic education system.
Thank you very much. You see, that kind of thought or, proposal is aboriginal, primitive, and anachronistic. That cannot work in this kind of jet age, this environment. You see, some things are laughable and ridiculous. And why should you just abolish the system that has been in place from time immemorial? I don't see any reason. So the system of education should be retained. It should be left. By abolishing JS and SS, that means a lot of people will be left jobs. Why is the government active in making people to cry, in making people to be jobless, in making people to be employed? And that, of course, the multiplier effect of that is that there will be increase in terms of insecurity. There will be increase in terms of crime and criminality. And the government will not be able to contain it at the end of the day. And when these things begin to happen to innocent people, it is going to fall back on the government themselves. So the government should do the needful, and they should not make a kind of action. They said they have postponed it till October. So it shouldn't be at all. These people in government, they were educated. They went through, most of them went through free education. They were organized by Shikoba Senawulo of blessed memory. Why are they making life difficult for Nigerians? The removal of first subsidy has caused a lot of untold hardship to innocent Nigerians that voted you into power. Come rain, come sunshine. All these evil machination against the masses is not good at all. So they should have a restraint, and they should not even talk about this kind of, maleficent kind of action. Why should you abolish the system that has been, the system that you in government too, you went through it? It's not good at all. This is not good. It's archaic, it's barbaric, it's laughable, it's ridiculous, it's obnoxious. Thank you, and God bless you, Evangelist from Jebu.
I appreciate you, Evangelist from Ijebu Ode, for that. I think his own understanding was based on what the Federal Ministry of Education said on, the age of you have to be 18 to get to university. I think he was coming from that angle. But what we're talking about, just to deep dive and double down on it, is that the federal ministry came out to say we're going to move from, the normal age that we use, talking about the 9 from preschool to primary school, and then the 3 from junior, and then there is the SS, and then of course we're moving to university. But we're going to take the 3-year plan instead. And that's 12 years, beg your pardon. So that's what he has been talking about. And even though they said they have not made a decision, we wanted to hear your take on that. If you have a positive take on that, we want to hear. If there is a negative concern, I wouldn't say it, just if there is a concern, then you call it out so that we can dissect it, because this decision, one way or another, it affects everybody in the country. If you're not a child, then you're definitely going to be a parent or auntie, uncle to someone that will experience it.
I appreciate Evangelist for not having, like, this is the second time that he's calling without having a light
timing.
To see or know what we are talking about, and he's willing to participate. So I feel the need why we always put out our social media handles, especially on YouTube. If you have charged on your phone, you can actually just watch and then get a feel and understanding of what we're talking about. But then let's pick this last call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Do we still have the caller? Okay, I can barely hear you. Your voice is very faint.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location, please.
This is Basekon calling from Gombe.
Basekon. Well, your network is a bit cracky, but then go ahead. What's your take?
Sincerely speaking, the session is really a session to be heard and to be watched. Yes, the topic for today is, do you support Chinese-based education model? I tend to follow what Sheffield has said from Borno. Sincerely speaking, when by the system, which he rightly said, we need to look inwardly. We need to strategize. We need to focus. We should not start, giving ourselves here and there every time, building ourselves. And that is why things are not working right. It's just like, I would like to put it by saying that if you are afraid of tomorrow, just what you have to do is close your eyes. For instance, maybe something is scaring you. Just close your eyes. That image or that something that tends to making you afraid is being scared off. That is why it is always good for us.
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
I'm still on. I said that is why it is always good for us to be focused.
Your network, if you can call back, I think your network is it's cracky. We can barely even pick what you're saying, but just do well to call us back, please. But let's quickly take a look at some WhatsApp messages. This is coming from Livingstone Academy and from Jos. He said, good morning, dazzling ladies of daybreak. Change is the only constant thing in life. On that note, I think we should experiment the new proposal in our education system. But my advocacy is for better funding for our educational institutions beyond changing the model. Is it not the same is it not in the same country that pupils sit on the bare floor
Absolutely.
to learn in some schools?
Absolutely.
We talked about dilapidated schools. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
It's not just
for me,
sitting on the floor is even much more better than what the classroom itself, the ceilings falling apart,
well,
and
some
what
people
have
are
you.
even under the tree.
Yeah, so
I think that for me, honestly, I keep doubling down on this. I don't think the new model is the whole situation. I think we have more issues to take care of than changing a model.
All right, so this is coming from Isa M. Nasarawa, Niger State. He said, the Federal Ministry of Education should first explain to the parents what is wrong with the present 6-3 and 4 system. The education sector needed more funding, teachers training and development, etc. Well, good question.
Indeed.
They need to explain
a very because there hasn't been a clear reason on why there's a need for the change of model.
Yeah.
Not from the Ministry of Education.
All right, so another one coming from Mohammed Bello Misal from Bauchi. He said, good morning. In my humble opinion, vocational education offers numerous enhancements over ordinary basic education, including practical skills acquisition, career opportunities, personal development, economic benefits, relevance to industry needs, flexibility emphasis should be diverted towards the vocational education rather than just basic education.
Indeed. Also a smart one. I appreciate you, Mohammed Bello, for that. Talking about where there should be emphasis and more importantly, vocational skills. Talking earlier, I was talking about how some people would study some courses. I don't want to call out some courses, and there is no place for that person to fit in, in terms of job seeking. So you finish that and you start looking for where to work,
where to go, and
and you don't have any other skills apart from that thing that you study. So that's why the vocational would come important, and there should be at least 1 year given to this to teach children or graduates what to do, and what to do on all of that. So hopefully we get to see that. Now, due to time constraint, of course, we have exceeded our usual time to talk to you. I appreciate everyone that called in, tried to call in, send in messages and all of that. We'll take a break, and when we come back, the show will continue with our guests. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.